take a look at Mandragora, Whispers of the Witch Tree, an underrated gem of 2025. This was a Kickstarter project from 2022 with an estimated goal of $110,000. However, it surpassed that goal and reached an estimate of $276,742, with 5,220 people backing this project. The development team behind this project is Primal Game Studio, which is located in Budapest, Hungary, and the publisher for this project is Knight's Peak. So, what is Mandragora, Whispers of the Witch Tree? It is a side-view action RPG that mixes Soulslike combat, which means tough but fair combat where learning enemy patterns matters, and you will need to dodge or parry enemies. It also has Metroidvania exploration, which is a connected map that opens as you gain new abilities. This game has a painterly art style, a dark mood, and it also has a buildcraft system, which means you can have different classes and talent trees. This was released on April 17, 2025 for PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S. A Nintendo Switch version is set to launch September 4, 2025. Like many ambitious games, Mandragora had some rough edges at first. A rare save progress bug appeared for a few players. The team shipped hotfix 1.2.5 to fix it quickly. Some PS5 trophies also failed to pop for a portion of players near launch. Later updates and community guidance helped, though a few users still reported needing to start a new save after certain patches. There was also EULA privacy backlash when players noticed legal text that didn't fit a single-player game. The team updated the documents and publicly removed telemetry to give a fully offline experience. These steps calmed the situation. Also, most players agreed that the story and characters feel light compared to the world building, and they reported inconsistent difficulty spikes. Some also reported inconsistent fall damage. All of this might have dented the goodwill of this game at launch, but let's take a look at the strong points of this game. The game's moody art direction builds a world that feels stunning, haunting, and painterly, backed by strong voice work and a memorable score. That atmosphere sets the stage for weighty 2D, Souls-like combat where timing matters and your class plus talent builds actually change how you play, fast and agile, heavy and tanky, or something in between. Exploration seals the deal. The Metroidvania-style world rewards curiosity with smart route finding, secrets, and satisfying backtracking as new abilities open fresh paths. Even reviewers who had mixed feelings about the story agreed that the art and atmosphere are special. The developers pay attention to what the players and community are saying, and they implemented a number of fixes. Since launch, Mandragora, Whispers of the Witch Tree, has seen a steady transformation driven by a clear post-release plan focused on balance, accessibility, and endgame depth. The team's first major milestone, Patch 1.4, May 21, delivered a big rebalance, updated difficulty sliders, and key entropy adjustments. Only a week later, Patch 1.5, May 27, arrived with hotfixes that improved everyday play. Map checkmarks and additional map markers made progress tracking easier, combat feedback became clearer, and numerous quality-of-life fixes smoothed out rough edges across the board. The next leap, Patch 1.6, July 10, introduced New Game Plus, new weapons, respect tweaks, and further balance updates. A follow-up 1.6.2 targeted NG Plus bugs and other lingering issues to stabilize the experience. These updates have changed how the game is perceived. Recent Steam reviews are mostly positive, with the last 30 days at 76% positive. Overall, all reviews remain mixed, 2,086 total reviews. Metacritic PS5 currently shows a 77 Metascore. Players and some critics who revisited the game consistently note that it feels better polished post-patch. Comparing launch versus now makes the arc even clearer. At release, the game carried some baggage, a rare save bug, PS5 trophy issues, and EULA concerns dented goodwill and contributed to mixed user sentiment, even though critics were generally positive. Most of that baggage has since been addressed, but it's still occasionally noted by new buyers discovering the game for the first time. As of September 3, 2025, however, multiple patches up to 1.6.2 have added New Game Plus, expanded the weapon roster, and delivered broad balance and QoL refinements that many PC and console players now describe as a more polished experience overall. Looking ahead and beyond the April 17, 2025 launch on PC, PS5, Xbox Series, the Nintendo Switch version lands September 4, 2025, as a digital release, already including the post-launch improvements and NG Plus that reshaped the game on other platforms. In short, the journey from launch to early September 2025 is marked by decisive, player-facing changes. Big balance passes and new difficulty options preserve the game's Soulslike identity while making the challenge feel fairer. Quality of life additions, like clearer map markers and completion checkmarks, reduced friction and made exploration easier to manage. And New Game Plus with new weapons added meaningful replay value. The result is a title that, while not perfect, is more welcoming to newcomers and still deeply satisfying for veterans, with momentum moving in the right direction. So, I think you should give this little gem that is shining in the dark a try, because if you like Soulslike and Metroidvania games, I think you will like this mixture. It is at a reasonable price point for what it has to offer, and it occasionally goes on sale. So you can wait until it is on sale if you want, and then try it to see what this game really has to offer. If you are going to watch reviews for this game, keep in mind that these reviews are based on the state that the game launched in, so these reviews will reflect a state of the game that no longer exists, because the game is in a different state now, leaning toward a more positive and smoother experience. As of today, September 3rd, 2025, the game has undergone big balance passes and difficulty options that make the challenge feel fairer without losing its Souls-like edge. Quality of life improvements, clearer map markers, and check marks that help tracking and navigation. New Game Plus and new weapons that add replay value. Recent player reviews that are more positive. The game feels better polished and more welcoming to newcomers, while still satisfying veterans, with momentum moving in the right direction. And here are some platform-specific settings you can try for a smooth experience. Playing on the base PS5 targets native 1800p at 60 FPS. No graphics mode toggle. This is the intended setup. Best pick. Just play. It's already aimed at a smooth 60 FPS. Make sure the game and system firmware are updated. Helps with earlier trophy issues some players saw. The PS5 Pro has two modes. Number 1, Quality Pro, native 4K at 60 FPS for the sharpest image. Number 2, Performance Pro, native 1440p at 120 FPS, needs a 120Hz display. How to choose. Pick Quality Pro if you value crisp visuals at 60 FPS. Pick Performance Pro if you want ultra-smooth 120 FPS for boss fights and platforming. Xbox Series X, native 1800p at 60 FPS target. Xbox Series S, native 1080p at 60 FPS target. Best pick. Use your TV's game mode and ensure your console isn't capped below your display's refresh rate. The game doesn't rely on a graphics mode toggle here. For PC, this includes desktop and handheld PCs. Set post-processing, fog, and depth of field to low-medium. Keep other settings high. This usually yields 1080p 60 FPS on GTX 1060 RX 480 class GPUs, 1440p on RTX 2070 RX 6600 XT, and 4K 60 on roughly RTX 2080 class with tweaks. Upscalers. The game supports DLSS and FSR, and community docs also list XeS frame generation support on PC. Use quality mode first, drop to balanced if you need more FPS. On the SteamDeck, the devs say deck can do 60 FPS on medium-high settings. They also worked on a deck-friendly UI for legibility. Community presets often use low def, low post-processing, and an upscaler on quality, or off, if it blurs text for you. You can give the suggested settings a try and let me know in the comments section how it's working out for you. This is my take on one of this year's underrated gems. Like and subscribe to KaneLogic for more discussion, and I would like to hear your opinion in the comments section on this game.